Good morning, Rosie. Thanks very much for joining us again on Blue Notes, and thanks for your previous contributions. We've now had a Royal Commission in Victoria, where we are today, into family violence, and your own role since becoming Australian of the Year has been a lot more prominent. Are you confident things are getting better in recognising and particularly preventing family violence?
They are getting better, because I think, you know, if you are aware of something, you can't become unaware. So awareness is a great thing, and it's a really important part on this journey, but we're only just beginning to understand the prevalence of this issue. So things are changing, improving. I think we have a further way to go, but certainly our community attitudes, I think, are being challenged, and we're starting to understand and ask, what can we do? What can we do to change this?
And we're obviously in a corporate setting here, so when we think about the workplace, are there insights from whether it's the Royal Commission or your other work into what can be done better in the workplace?
Look, I think really the workplace is just beginning to understand the part that they need to play, and I would suggest that now that we have organisations like the ANZ and other really great organisations really starting to understand the part that they can play by addressing their own workplace culture and having and recognising that if you have a significantly large workforce and you have a very high percentage of females in that workforce, and I believe the ANZ has 53% of women in their workforce, you start to understand that if we are talking about 1 in 3 women affected by violence, you begin to understand that this is also affecting your employees.
We've seen an announcement too about a $30 million program to get to influencers, whether that's coaches, teachers. Is that something that can meaningfully be extended into the workplace as well? I would imagine. Yeah.
Completely. I think that we look at government to fix these issues for society, but in fact we all play a part, and I think that that's one of the things that I would like to be able to see and work with, and help organisations understand how to address their the influences.
When you stop and think about the number of people in a place like ANZ or in a major organisation, there will be perpetrators as well as victims. Financial literacy, financial hardship plays a role both initially and then in recovery. So is financial literacy something that is particularly important here?
Well, I think, certainly I need to understand exactly what we mean by literacy, but I think, when you look at everybody has to have a bank account to receive a pension, to receive your salary. It would be highly unusual for someone in today's society to exist without a bank account. So the very reach that organisations have, like banks, into every family in Australia is incredibly important. And I think that what we need to understand too is that one of the biggest obstacles for somebody being able to live a violent and abusive relationship is the risk of being put into poverty. And the highest rates of homelessness for women and children are those when they leave an abusive and a violent relationship. So I think that when we look at financial literacy, what do we mean by that, and what are the things that we can improve on or look at to be a little bit more informed in how we can truly help victims of violence and support them towards financial independence.
And indeed, one of the reasons we're talking today is you've entered a consultancy agreement with ANZ.
Yes.
These are the sort of issues then I'm assuming that's what you'll be working on.
I would like to think so, definitely, because I think that the banks have changed their responses to hardship over the years, and I think we've all become much better at being more mindful that sometimes when people can't pay their bills or their loans or repayments, it's because of significant problems in their lives. So I think what we need to do is have a look at how does that look like when somebody's been financially abused. And when we look at financial abuse as being a significant factor, banks have a significant part to play.
Well, look, good luck. Extremely worthwhile project, obviously, and thanks for talking again with Blue Notes.
Thank you so much.